Today, we're diving deep into the captivating world of Robert Monroe, a seemingly ordinary man from Wabash, Indiana, whose life took a surprising turn into the extraordinary realms of altered states of consciousness. Monroe, who started his career as a radio broadcasting executive, found himself on a startling new path at the age of 43. Imagine this. One day he experiences a bizarre, intense, vibrating sensation deep within his chest. It's so powerful that it literally feels like it's propelling him out of his physical body. This wasn't just a fleeting moment, it was the start of something big. It was this peculiar and unexpected sensation that marked the beginning of Monroe's profound journey into the world of out-of-body experiences, a concept that both frightened and intrigued him. This journey was not just about personal discovery. It opened a whole new field of study that Monroe would come to pioneer. After this initial shocking experience, he began to encounter these sensations frequently. Each episode was an adventure, an ethereal voyage that he found himself embarking on involuntarily. These weren't just random events. They seemed to be triggered by Monroe's own subconscious, leading him to wonder about the potential of the human mind. What is it capable of? How deep does the rabbit hole go when it comes to our consciousness? Driven by a mixture of fear and fascination, Monroe decided to approach these experiences with the curiosity of a scientist rather than fear. He began documenting his experiences meticulously, noting down each detail that could provide insights into this uncharted territory. His background in engineering and executive problem-solving skills came in handy as he applied a methodical approach to understanding these phenomena. Monroe wasn't content with just experiencing these states. He wanted to understand how and why they occurred. He consulted numerous doctors and psychologists, searching for any medical explanation that could explain what was happening to him. Remarkably, all the specialists he visited confirmed that he was in excellent health, which only deepened the mystery. Comforted yet intrigued by the clean bill of health from medical professionals, Monroe was driven to explore further. He pondered over the potential implications of his experiences. If he could leave his body and observe the world from an entirely different perspective, what did that mean about the nature of human consciousness? Are we more than just our physical selves? This quest for answers led Monroe to dedicate his life to exploring these altered states of consciousness, pushing the boundaries of what was scientifically accepted at the time. Monroe's journey was not a lonely one. As he delved deeper, he attracted a community of like-minded individuals, curious scientists, and even skeptics. Together, they explored the far reaches of human consciousness, leading to the establishment of the Monroe Institute, a place dedicated to the study and exploration of human consciousness. Monroe's work and his institute became a beacon for those seeking to understand more about the potential that lies within us all. As these experiences of leaving his body became more frequent, Monroe's curiosity transformed into a passionate quest for understanding. Concerned yet intrigued, he reached out to doctors and psychologists, seeking an explanation for his unusual experiences. Each specialist he consulted offered the same conclusion: he was in perfect health. This unanimous reassurance from the medical community sparked an even greater curiosity in Monroe. How could such profound experiences arise from a seemingly healthy mind and body? What did this mean about the unexplored capabilities of human consciousness? This curiosity led Monroe to make a life-changing decision. He left behind his stable, successful career in radio broadcasting to delve into the unknown waters of consciousness research. Imagine the courage it took to leave behind the familiar for something as intangible and misunderstood as consciousness. This bold step marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, dedicated entirely to exploring these altered states of mind. Over the ensuing decades, Monroe's research grew in depth and scope. He wasn't content with merely experiencing these phenomena. He wanted to understand them, to explore their mechanics, and to test their limits. His engineering background guided him as he approached this challenge not just as a mystic, but as a scientist. His aim was to bridge the gap between the mystical and the empirical, making the study of consciousness accessible and scientifically grounded. One of Monroe's significant contributions to the field was the development of a technology he called hemispheric synchronization, or Hemi-Sync for short. This innovative technique uses specific audio patterns to induce a state where the brain's hemispheres are aligned and synchronized. This synchronization is believed to enhance focus, promote relaxation, and facilitate deeper states of consciousness. The technology is rooted in the concept that different patterns of brain waves correspond to different mental states, and by guiding these waves through sound, one can explore various levels of awareness. The results of Monroe's experiments with Hemi-Sync were nothing short of revolutionary. Brain scans of individuals undergoing the process showed significant changes in activity, with the brain's left and right hemispheres achieving a harmonious balance. These results provided tangible, visual proof of the technique's effect on the brain, bolstering Monroe's claims with hard scientific evidence. This was a major milestone, not only validating his experiences, but also offering a tool that others could use to explore their own consciousness in a controlled, replicable manner. The implications of these findings were enormous. If Monroe's techniques could reliably induce altered states of consciousness, what did that mean for our understanding of the mind? Could we harness these states for learning, healing, or even exploring the deeper questions of existence? Monroe's research opened a plethora of possibilities for the practical applications of consciousness studies, extending the reach of his work far beyond the confines of traditional science. But Monroe's work didn't just stay confined to the lab or the academic circles. It had broader implications that eventually caught the attention of some influential players. By 1978, Monroe's pioneering research in the field of consciousness had sparked interest at the highest levels of the US government. Think about it. Techniques that allow people to explore different states of consciousness, not just for personal growth, but with the potential for practical applications like remote viewing. Remote viewing, for those who might not know, involves the ability to see or describe a distant location or object, regardless of time and space barriers, a concept that feels like it's pulled straight from the pages of a sci-fi novel. This interest from the government led Monroe to become involved in a top-secret project that sounds like something right out of a movie. The project was dubbed the Gateway Process. The goal? To explore and harness the power of human consciousness not just in the here and now, but potentially to peer into past, present, and future timelines. Imagine the possibilities if it were possible to access different timelines at will. The strategic and tactical advantages such a capability could provide are staggering. It's the kind of stuff you'd think would only exist in the realms of books and films, with spies and secret agents using psychic powers to outwit each other. The Gateway Process aimed to apply Monroe's techniques on a grand scale, testing the limits of what human consciousness could achieve. The US government, particularly during the Cold War era, was keen on any advantage they could get over their adversaries, and Monroe's work presented a tantalizing opportunity. If these techniques could be refined and controlled, they might allow operatives to gather intelligence in ways that traditional espionage could never touch. We're talking about breaking the conventional boundaries of intelligence gathering. No need for satellites, hacking, or putting boots on the ground. Instead, operatives could potentially sit in a room in Virginia and see a military base in another part of the world, or even in another time. But the applications didn't stop at espionage. The deeper implications of such research could revolutionize our understanding of time, space, and the very fabric of reality. Could we one day learn enough about consciousness to navigate these realms as easily as we navigate the internet? Monroe's work with the gateway process hinted at such possibilities, pushing the boundaries of what we might achieve with our minds. The acceptance of Monroe's work by the scientific community marked a significant milestone, not just for him, but for the field of consciousness research. Despite this growing acceptance, Monroe was not one to rest on his laurels. His theories continued to push the boundaries of conventional scientific understanding. One of the most fascinating and speculative ideas he proposed was that our universe operates as a holographic projection within a cosmic structure he described as a massive spiral, which he called a torus. This concept aligns with some interpretations of string theory, which suggests that the universe is fundamentally holographic in nature. According to these theories, all information, no matter its origin or journey, even if it passes through a black hole, is preserved on a two-dimensional surface, only to be projected as three-dimensional phenomena. Monroe's holographic universe model suggests that everything we perceive as real in our three-dimensional space might be a kind of optical illusion, a holographic projection of information encoded on a distant two-dimensional surface. This model provides a radical perspective on space, time, and our place in the universe. It implies that our understanding of reality, from the solidity of the ground beneath our feet to the vastness of space, might be akin to decoding a hologram projected from the edges of the universe. This idea is not just a philosophical musing, it has real scientific implications. For instance, if the universe is holographic, it could explain some of the peculiarities of quantum physics, such as entanglement, where particles appear to affect each other instantaneously over vast distances, defying the conventional understanding of space and time. Monroe's integration of these concepts into the study of consciousness suggested that through techniques like Hemi-Sync, individuals might be able to tune into these holographic projections and possibly even interact with or alter them. Monroe's fascinating exploration into out-of-body experiences opens a discussion that stretches far beyond the conventional boundaries of scientific inquiry. He conceptualized the out-of-body state not just as a curious anomaly, but as an energy pattern, a dynamic blueprint of consciousness that could traverse across different dimensions. Imagine the implications of such a concept. Our consciousness, untethered from the physical confines of our bodies, could potentially travel and interact with realms beyond our everyday physical world. This idea transforms our understanding of what it means to be human and expands our conception of reality itself. Monroe's theories suggest that these journeys are not just flights of fancy or simple hallucinations, but structured, measurable experiences that could be studied and understood. He believed that by detaching our consciousness from our physical form, we engage in a form of existential advancement. This isn't just about exploring space in the traditional sense, like an astronaut might, but about exploring the vast landscapes of consciousness that might exist parallel to our own known universe. By mastering the ability to consciously navigate these states, we could potentially tap into new levels of perception and experience. Moreover, Monroe's approach to studying these phenomena was grounded in rigorous methods, aiming to map out these experiences in a way that they could be reliably reproduced and studied. This scientific approach to such a mystical topic bridges the gap between the empirical and the existential, inviting a broader audience to consider these possibilities seriously. As we delve deeper into Monroe's theories, it's crucial to consider their broader implications. Could understanding and experiencing these out-of-body states lead to new therapies for mental and emotional health issues? Might they offer us new ways to connect with and understand each other on a fundamental level, perhaps even leading to a more empathetic society? Let's keep an open mind and think about the implications of being able to access and explore other dimensions of existence. What does this mean for our understanding of life, death, and the continuum of consciousness? Monroe's explorations invite us to look beyond our physical experiences and consider a more expansive view of what it means to be alive. In wrapping up our exploration of Robert Monroe's incredible journey, it's clear that his transition from a corporate executive to a groundbreaking researcher has done much more than highlight the potential of human consciousness. It fundamentally challenges how we perceive reality itself, pushing us to question and explore the very depths of our own consciousness. And if this deep dive into the life and legacy of Robert Monroe has sparked your interest, please share it with others. You never know who might find inspiration in Monroe's story, or who could offer a new insight that shifts our understanding even further. Thank you for joining us on this journey beyond the ordinary. Remember, you are one of the chosen ones who dare to explore the profound mysteries of our existence. If you're intrigued and crave more, check out one of the suggested videos on the screen to continue expanding your horizons. Thank you for being a part of this adventure and for choosing to dive deep with us. Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of what you believe is possible.